Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Beans World 77 show. The Beans World show. There we go. Now, I'm going to do my year in review, but before I do that, and just by the way, I'm going to make an apology as well. But before I do that, I'm going to do the shout outs, I'm going to do the intro, and I'm going to do all the rest of it. Now, first of all, I'm going to do the notices, well, not notices, but just little things to write down, if you will. First and foremost, I'm basically I'm doing a Beans World show special next week. A Beans World special next week, where I'm going to do something Christmassy, I think. Well, not really, I don't know, I'm going to talk, I'm doing something anyway. And, yeah, and I'm just going to do loads of stuff. Now, I am going to moan about live streaming, first of all, before I do the actual review, before I do the actual year review and future stuff. What I'm going to do is do this differently. So I'm going to do future stuff first, get that all out of the way. I'm going to do what my plans are, get them out of the way. And then I'm going to do the actual video. And don't worry, I will be discussing the Sega Lore video in this. I'll do that first. I'll do all the good stuff first, and then I'll do all the crap last. Yeah. I know you should do the best to last, but I'm sorry. We do things my way on this channel, so yeah. Now, I'm going to do the shout-outs. There's a big, long list of shout-outs, so I'm sorry if your name doesn't get mentioned. I do apologise. Make sure you put it in the comments or message me on Facebook. There's a long, 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 long list. And, yeah. So, I'm going to do all the shout-outs to everybody first. It's a very cheesy bit, this. This is like I'm not going to see this as cheddar. I'm going to see this as the icing on top of the Christmas cake. But the really good icing, you know. Not the dry crap that you get from Marks and Spencer's. The proper stuff. I'm doing that because Mummy's outside my room and she's probably going to go, Bean, how dare you? But anyway, so here's the shout-outs, all in order as follows. So we got big shout out to Auntie Mandy, Amy, Jamie, Tech World, Dave, Holly, Nana. We call her Nana. She's not really Nana, but she knows who she is, and everybody else. Seriously, I'm just seriously. I forget who to do all the shout-outs for, but they were the main ones, and I do apologise. Like I say, I do apologise. I've not done the shout-outs, especially to Auntie Mandy. I've not done shout-outs. See, the thing is, the problem with the shout-outs, they're the same people all the time, and I do forget. So I do apologise. If there's not been any shout-outs, you can tell me off later on in the comments below. But be nice. We want nice comments, not horrible ones. Anyway, I'm going to do the year in review. I say I do apologise, I've not done it. So, before we actually get to the actual year, let's do the future. Let's do the future. Let's step into the future. By the way, you know when you watch these films, these time films like Bill and Ted and Back to the Future, they make the future as like this glorified thing when it's not. It's actually shit. But anyway, they don't tell you that. You know, if that's in the minute print, is that the future is going to be rubbish, boys and girls. But anyway, anyway, I'm waffling on. I shouldn't be waffling. I should be actually doing this properly. Oh yeah, I'm doing this podcast by the seat of my pants today. No imaginary companions on this show today. Oh yeah, we'll get to that as well. There's lots to go in. So, like I say, it's Christmas. So, yeah, it's like the big stocking. It's like Santa has emptied his... Yeah, best not go there. Anyway, it's a family show, isn't it? Well, I say it's a family show. I've said two SH words, and in broadcasting, you can only have one SH word, and the SH word is actually borderline in broadcasting. I don't know about YouTube because YouTube have a different rule, but I know in broadcasting, you know, apparently the F word on it. Here's a little bit of useless info for any YouTubers. The F word is the most weakest word on the platform because so many people use it. So there you go. But if you're in broadcasting, it's a very strong word. But in YouTube, it's not. So anyway, yeah. So it just seems to be the P word and the S word on YouTube, and the N word. Yeah. So there you go. But anyway, we're not talking about those things. We're talking about good stuff. So future, we have the Sega Lore video coming pretty soon. I have to just make sure that all the research is done for it. Um, I've got to be very careful with the Sega Lore video because um, I've noticed it's had me banned from live streaming. Now, I know why. I do know why. What's Sega Lore? Because of some racial stuff that's happened that I'm not even going to talk about. And if you talk about it or mention it, it doesn't just get you banned from live streaming, it gets you banned from YouTube. And it's literally well, it's not the future of Sega. I know what it's to do with, and Slopes Game Room explains it better than me, but I think that's what's happening. And it's really got nothing to do with Sega at all. It upsets me looking at that sort of stuff, to be honest with you, because I think, yeah, I'm not really into kind of doing that sort of stuff. I'm more into the history of it. You know, and that stuff about Yuji Naka, can't even talk about that either because that will get you banned from YouTube. Well, it won't get you banned from YouTube. It'll just, it's not good. So, when we do the Sonic Lore video, like I've spoke to a couple of podcasters and they say you can mention it, but you just can't go into it because there's a lot of alleged stuff. And apparently, we all know now that Yuji Naka didn't actually get sued. And the papers at the time, well, the papers are all over it, like they are. Like the media is just over these things. And there's even would you believe it, there is even a Sky News article on it. And they just pooed all over it, to be fair. Because it has been sorted and it has been dealt with, and everybody in the Sega community just hates the whole fact that it happened. Do you know what I mean? I'd feel the same way if I was in those shoes, but, it's like Sonic. The thing is, Sonic is a huge part of Sega. And you can't talk about Sega without mentioning Sonic somewhere along the line, which we're going to do because Sonic the Hedgehog it's like fish without chips or sausage without mash. But the thing is, Sonic doesn't come into the Sega lore till a little bit further on because we've got to do the history first. The first part of Sega lore covers the Saturn era and the first part of the arcade era. And the second part covers the Genesis or Mega Drive era to the Saturn, the Sega CD and the Sega 32X and the Saturn. And then there's also the Dreamcast, which I'm being very wary of mentioning the Dreamcast because I'm mentioning it because it's the final nail in the coffin. But SegaNet, I have researched a hell of a lot of stuff with Microsoft and blah blah blah, yada yada. So when we do PlayStation lore and we start talking about the Xbox, then we can talk about SegaNet. I mean, I will cover it, and I will cover the Xbox, and I will cover what Sega were doing with Microsoft, and how they teamed up with them. But also, that killed Sega, them teaming up with Microsoft. I mean, there were rumours that Sega nearly got the Xbox. That is something that I read the other day. Well, I've known it for a while because I've heard it on YouTube videos, but I'm not sure how true it was. And now actually reading up on it, it's not just a wiki article. It is true. The Sega nearly went in. Well, they did go in with Microsoft towards the end, because they used Windows CE on the Dreamcast. But see, the thing is, Sega's marketing, they killed a lot of stuff. So and this is probably having bad from live streams as well. But yeah, and then I'm going to cover a little bit to do with Fruit Machines, the two programmers going to JPM, but I'm only going to cover it a little because it's not really important, but it's... And I'm going to cover it because that happened towards the end of the Genesis era. I'm going to talk about Gems and how awful it was because there was this rumour that I want to clean up about Sega just sounds like fart sounds, which it doesn't. It's people that don't know how to use... And the thing is, they were pushing the console to its limbs, but also there was a form of MIDI at the time that was using the YM 2600 chip. It was a really good sound card. It was a really good form of MIDI as well. The problem was the Sega development kits. People didn't know how to use MIDI properly, and what they didn't realise was the amount of notes that you chuck at it. Like the Sega itself, the Sega unit, has, if you take away all the graphics, it has 32 channels of audio if you take away all the graphics. If you bring back the graphics, you only have 8 channels of audio. So what was happening with Gems was it was giving people limitless channels of audio. What happens is, though, it's like putting something small and something big. And the problem was with Gems was it was compressing all the MIDI. And a lot of people that were using Gems didn't know. There were some brilliant composers using Gems. Absolutely fantastic composers using Gems. The only person that never used it was Rob Hubbard, because he wanted to keep using the stuff he was using. So yeah. And then Yamaha, Yamaha worked with Sega because they had a contract with them. So when they wanted to work with other companies, like Roland, for instance, there is somewhere where Sega wanted to work with Roland, but Yamaha turned around and said, we'll do what Roland does, we do better, kind of thing. And this is like a lot of audio noobs know the whole situation with Yamaha and Roland. Anyway, outside of that, but Yamaha had a contract with Sega, and Michael Jackson was pissed off with the YM2600. Now, that's also really important in Sega lore. Michael Jackson. You're going to say, what's Michael Jackson got to do with Sega lore? Well, he did make a video game. Hee hee! Shout out! Yeah. Yeah. Because we have to think about the children, don't we, Michael? And we have to save the children. Oh, man. Actually, fact, there was a big argument that because Michael Jackson wanted Sonic the Hedgehog in his videos, and yeah, I'm going to stop there because that's going to ruin a whole bunch of Sega lore. But that is really important. Michael Jackson is really important when it comes to Sega lore. He's not really important, and I'm not a Michael Jackson fan. Just before you even think, but yeah, it's really important when it comes to Sega lore. Yeah. And the rave scene, that's important to Sega lore. Because the rave scene, we're using graphics stuff. The mod scene, that's really important. We're not talking about mods and rockers, we're talking about modifying consoles. That's really important to Sega lore. Just everything is really important to Sega lore. And Sony and the PlayStation and the Sega CD and the Sega Saturn, don't they both look like the PS1? Well, that's because Sony were heavily working with Sega Japan. But again, that's already destroying a Sega lore video. So anyway, like I said, that's all the good stuff, and it doesn't come until later on. It doesn't come until Volume 2. So yeah, and there's a whole lot of stuff. There's like VR, Sega doing like the first virtual reality thing but failing. There's all that sort of stuff. And obviously, I'm just going to round this thing by saying Genesis does what Nintendo don't. That is the most cheesiest thing you'll ever hear all day. Because, well, I'll tell you what, when you leave here, Google or just search on YouTube for Return of the Shinobi soundtrack. Sega Genesis. You want the Sega Genesis version. Listen to that. Listen to that. And it's so good. The drums on that are PCM sampled. But the piano, that's sampled. Anyway, I'm going to go more into that when we do Sega lore, but I just kind of wanted to have it out there. And also the graphics. It's all fantastic. It just looks like 3D, doesn't it? Return of Shinobi and Revenge of Shinobi, and they were really good games, and they really, really showed off the console. But I think both consoles were good. Both consoles shined for their day. And yes, I am doing Nintendo lore because I'm doing Atari lore first, but Nintendo lore is very important to those fans. And I'll tell you what I'm going to stay clear of. I'm not even going to mention Night Trap because that's there's a company called Line Pictures which made their own type of games, and again, when we do video game lore and just video games trying to push systems to what they were really capable of, I think Night Trap does justice, but there were a lot of games that did better than that. we did see some point and click adventures go to the Sega CD. We saw a lot of stuff go to Sega CD. All the good stuff that came to Sega CD came towards the end of it. You know, that's the thing with Sega. All the good stuff came to the end. So, yeah. So that's that video. The R documentary, I'm just gonna do when I can. I get all the stuff for it. There's gonna be some. I've got a spoiler video that I'm not gonna use, but I'm gonna put it up there anyways. I'm gonna use the video, but without the sound. And there's a whole lot of animation because there's a lot of stuff missing. So that's what the BBC did. So anything missing, I'll just cover it with animation. It's just one of those things to just fill the documentary. And I'm going to do all the sounds first anyway. I've decided to do sounds first. Well, I don't know how to do it now. I think get all the imagery done and then sounds, but I'm trying to think we'll get all the sounds done as well. Some brilliant sounds. You know, got creaks and all those sorts of things done. But yeah, it's a really difficult project to do. I'm never going to do anything like it again after I've done this because it's been such a difficult thing to do. So yeah. Like Sega Lore, that's not difficult because I know exactly what I'm doing. But yeah. Speaking of animation, I'm doing an animation tutorial on my main channel, not on this channel. Hello.
Hi, Steve. You've got these toiletries. So
Oh,
I can't put them in this bathroom cupboard. I'll put them in the bathroom cupboard.
Oh, right, Mummy, yeah. I thought I brought the toiletries bag in yesterday. I must have forgotten it. Where was I? Yes. Animation tutorial. I'll do it on my main channel because it'll just bore people to death. But I was speaking to a guy in the pub. He helped me blur a video out. He's helped me a lot behind the scenes with my imaginary friend projects and stuff. He's helped edited stuff for me and stuff like that. He's a bit slow when working on projects, but bless him.
I'll leave your perfume in here because it's nice, this perfume. I'll just
All right.
You can smell it. It's lovely.
All right, yeah, that's enough, Mummy. I can smell it. I can smell it.
Oh, it's lovely, that.
Yes.
That can go in your underpants drawer, okay?
Yes.
Right.
Lovely.
Get your washing in the basket, please.
Yes, Mummy. Always interruptions, folks. Yeah, that's another thing we'll talk about in a second. But where was I? Animation. Yes. So this guy, he's helped me blur stuff out. He's helping me on another project. But he's slow, bless him, because he's not really supposed to be doing it. So that's why I don't mention him on my channels. But he's taught me about animation, and so I just thought that information's great. You know, when I'm sat in the pub on a Monday, I love talking to this guy. It's one of the reasons why I go to the pub, because I learn little bits. I love to. It's one of the things, it's like, I know it sounds old-fashioned, but I go to the pub to see if this guy is there, and I sit with this guy, and he'll talk to me about cars. Normally we talk about animation and stuff because that's the stuff that I'm really, really interested in, really want to learn. And I've learned some other bits from other stuff. So I'm literally going to teach you all the basics. I'm going to teach it for people who are just, doing YouTube, and I'm not going to give you the expensive stuff because It's not what I use, and it's not how I do animation. However, I will tell you, if you're using Adobe Premiere, how to do it that way. Because I do know, and I know how the BBC do it and everything. So yeah, it's a tutorial. And you're going to think, oh, a blind guy giving a tutorial on animation. Well, I was researching animation a few years ago for for an article that I was writing. So, and I was really interested in animation then. So I've always been interested in how animation works. It's taking it apart. So yeah. And then one more future thing is after Christmas, I'm going to be filming I'm going to be filming all the Beantold stuff, mostly on a Sunday evening because people are out then. I could do it not interrupted. It's annoying because you get interrupted. It's like, I'm trying to do a video here. I'm trying to do I'm trying to do an animation, or I'm trying to do this, whatever. So yeah, I could just film the videos and get them out, and because I can get them out in bulk the following day. But I've got 2 months off of not doing anything, which is good. Well, actually, it's not like I'm not doing anything. I'm posting, I'm doing. Yeah, but I'm only posting. I'm not no videos, but I am communal posting, and because what happens, like October was great because it was a great month to have off, but it was a great month to just collect stuff to put on the channel. And then what happened was, after after that, I had what I had. I had a month off. I had September off, and in October, I just put so many videos out. It was like 4 or 5 videos that came out in October, and then in November I had like another stint of videos, and then December's been like I've been trying to put as many videos as possible. Like in January, I'll be doing more of the demo Sims videos. I'll be doing more of those videos. I'll be doing more of those. I've got like loads of other videos to come, but I'll just be doing those videos, like the gameplay videos, and the other videos I'm doing, and that's those videos done. And then like in February, like March, the first few videos, I'm thinking to do a season of Character AI season, and then in April to June, just have a load of videos done, a whole batch, and then the year should just go on from there. That's how it should go on. But also, I have other videos that I want to do and get done, and do those videos. But yeah, now, and one more thing, the punishment videos. There's going to be no more punishment videos on this channel. It's harmed it so much. I've not had any content strikes or anything, but yeah. As far as CD cases being smashed up or anything, like if it's something that I'm going to break, yes, I'll break it. But like, it's not like the reason I'm videoing me breaking it is because it makes a great short, but that's it. Like I've got a torch there, but yeah. I do have something that, I don't know, punishment, but it won't break. I just know it won't break. Um, I've done like loads of videos of stuff, but it just yeah. So anyway, man, putting this off now. Let's do this very quickly. The year in review. Now, this year has been, I'd say, I should have just taken a whole year off, really. I've been told, well, not say whole year, but I should have only done what I should have only done, because, like, next year, if I can't do videos, I just won't be able to do them, like, for this channel. And that's it. Oh, yeah, and the pretend and play stuff, I'm going to keep doing those, because they seem to be getting lots of great reviews, but yeah. And it's all like my own content, unless I do like AI stuff, but that's like car driving stuff, whatever. But I've done those. I've experimented with AI, and I know what I can do with it, so I can actually put that in a video and use that in my building videos, or whatever. I want to do arcade stuff, but I feel that people don't just want video games, they want proper arcade machines. They want like not fruit machines, but like Whack-A-Duck and Whack-A-Mole type machines and claw machines. Well, actually, I'm not gonna do claw machines, because claw machines are a video onto themselves, but I will do Whack-A-Moles. So I'll try and do a few of those if I can find them. But yeah, and I'll do a few gameplays on my pinball, but I prefer not to video that all the time, because yeah, I've done loads on my other channel, but yeah. And I've got a toy closet video that's, yeah, it's coming out. I'll put that out before this one, so you'll have seen that one before this one. And the last, well, it will be out for this one, because this one comes out on, this video will be coming out on the day that I want to put out. And last but not least, I want to do like the Tales from the Vaults video, working on like a street documentary for it, but anyways, so yeah. So January to March was all slop. It was just all, from January to March was all slop. It wasn't until we got to April, May, we got a couple of good car walk around videos. We did about, I think we did a few before that, but then we did one. We did the Mercedes walk around video, which was the first good video this year. We did it in the old Mercedes place, which is in Birkdale. It's not no more, it's gone. March, then it was like when we got to April, May, we did some classic videos. We did two walk around, no, we did 3 car walk around videos. Then we did the arcade in the Skagesbridge Hotel. I'm glad I got that, because it's the most eeriest video I've ever done. Ever. Like, that arcade is gone. It's just gone. And those broken fruit machine, the fruit machine with the broken slot on. Well, that machine was rodded. I read an article on that machine actually. It was someone had actually put fake coins in it. That's why the slot was jammed. I thought they put something like chewing gum in it, but they hadn't. They put they put fake coins in. And what happens is when you put fake coins into a machine, I'm not talking about toy money. Toy money wouldn't even register in a slot, because I spoke to Steve's Fruities about that. Wouldn't even register in a slot. Tokens, they register, but what people do is they get a lot of these immigrants, they bring their own currency over and they shove it in the slot and they screw up the coin mech. The coin mech wasn't even meant for those coins. So yeah. I also did a Wayfarers Arcade walk around, but it's not really a great video either. It's just, yeah. Then the other video I did was did I do a video in Liverpool? I can't remember. Oh, I did a stream, but yeah. Then we did the Chippy. We did the there's a guy at where Mummy's got her horse, and he let us do his Chippy van and his other van. So they're two videos we did. And then we had the car festival, the motor festival, the transport festival. We did 2 videos on the stream that will be re-uploaded next year. And then trying to think. Oh yeah, we did 3 car walk around videos. I think we did 3 car walk around videos. We were meant to redo one, but that never happened. Then we had a couple of toy reviews. And that was it until we got to June. Hold on. I've got to think, yeah. June. Just trying to think we had in June. Oh, you had the Gadgets Pack review. And then and then in July, we had the police van video. I want to talk about that. We went to BB's Hive event. Now, if you don't know what BB's Hive is, in 2024 we had an awful event happened. Do your research. And BB was one of the girls we sadly lost. And BB King. And they put on an event called BB's Hive event. And so me and Mummy, we went up with Mummy's horse. And the police were there. And I said to the woman, can we do a walk around of your police van? And she said, oh, if you come later, you can do it. And I said, excuse me, love. I said, you'll have kids around that van later on, and I don't really want to do the video with kids around it, and plus there'll be queues and I won't be able to do it properly. She said, oh, all right then. And she realised what I was going to do. And they're the only people, make a note of this, they're the only people that have done, like the only police people that have allowed me to do a proper walk around video as it's done. They even popped the hood, which you're not supposed to do, by the way, but they did it. And because Paul and Trish came over and they said, they didn't pop the hood for you. I was like, they did. So yeah, and it was I know I shouldn't have done it, but I did. So it was only a little van, and they were PCOs anyway, so they completely got it. Then we got the fire engine walk round in Chester. That was brilliant. The thing is, with emergency vehicles, you can only do them once, right? Because when you go to these events where they allow you to sit in the vehicles, the whole idea is that you sit in the vehicle. They want you to sit in the vehicle so you get a picture, not a video. You get a picture of being sat inside the vehicle. That's the whole idea. Now, I don't like sitting in the vehicle, and I'll tell you for why. And this will come very important, because I'm going to mention this again, because this does crop up. The reason I don't like sitting in the vehicle is not because I don't like sitting in the vehicle. I would love to sit in the vehicle. But A, Jared, the General Motors car guy, does it. And B, I don't like sitting in the vehicle because if I accidentally do something, like, not that I would, but if this is my knowledge, if I touch the brake, that vehicle's going to roll. Doesn't matter where it's the foot brake or the handbrake, that vehicle is going to roll. Especially with automatic vehicles. And electric vehicles, I don't know what's in there. I don't know what's going to make that vehicle shoot forward. It's not my vehicle to just say, oh yeah, I'll sit inside. It's like, really, that, I'll sit in the back of the vehicle. But again, it's not the way I do things. Do you know what I mean? It's not the whole sit inside. So when they do these big queue round, it's like, look, love, I don't want to. I think she thought I was going to sit. She probably thought I wanted to sit inside the vehicle and have a picture of me sat inside the vehicle. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to walk around the vehicle, open the doors, pop the camera in, pop the camera out, do all round, do that kind of thing, show the tyres. That's what I love to do. That's, and I love making them videos, but people don't really understand how those vehicles go. The guy in the showroom is the same. When we go, well, just want to take it back to the Mercedes. He's like, how come you don't sit inside the vehicle? I was like, look, mate, if I touch the brake, the vehicle's going to shoot forward. He's like, oh, well, everything's turned off. There's nothing. Well, yes, but they're just car salesmen. They know nothing when it comes to, if you sit inside a car and you touch something, the vehicle goes. I'm sounding like my Uncle Paul here, aren't I? But anyway, but yeah, and also if it's a petrol vehicle and I touch the gas and the vehicle's turned off, you're not going to have very much petrol left. I don't do that anymore, but I used to do. I was a bugger for doing it when I was a kid, but I don't do it now. Don't do it now. Don't do those things now. But anyway, yeah. But you get a better look with the camera when you can open the door and and, you know, show off the speedo and show, you know. Um, but my stepdad gets annoyed when I'm opening doors and vehicles and doing all that. But I don't want to get inside the vehicle. I don't want to. That's my whole. I, you know, when I do those sort of videos, I'm not getting inside the vehicle. In fact, go and watch the Renault Traffic walk around. You'll see how I respect that vehicle. I open the doors, but I don't. I don't even touch anything inside the van. Don't even. It's like these urban explorers. They like to walk around the buildings, but they don't want to touch anything. Don't want to touch or take anything. They just want to show stuff off with the camera. And I'm the same with vehicle walkarounds. I just want to open a door, show it off, boom. So the fire engine, the guy was brilliant. He was brilliant. He opened up the back, showed off the whole kit, talked through it. I let him sort of do the video, really. He was brilliant. I think he's had YouTubers before. I explained to him, oh, yeah, YouTube, yeah. He's like, oh, there's a guy who, from America. I said, oh, yeah, I know which one. There's a guy from America, and he gets people to talk through their cars and stuff, so he thought I was like this guy, and I was like, oh, well, you know. But that was probably one of the best videos I did. Didn't have very many views, but yeah. And then, I'm not allowed to talk about this, but I'm going to anyway because it's on my channel. The MG Roadster walk around. Yeah. We got that video. I won't say where, but we got that video thanks to the people that let us do it. It was a really exciting video to do, actually. That I don't think we'll ever get again. Which reminds me, I need to back that video up because it's, yeah. Again, it didn't get very many views. You know, it's an old car. It's a, and the thing about it was a very hot day. So, yeah. The less said about that, the better. But it's a really good car, and I think to people who own those types of vehicles, you know, if you're going for an old vehicle, you need to know how to look after it. Where are we? July. Oh yeah, and there was the power bank unboxing video, which got about 2.4K. I need to charge that power bank up. Yeah. So now we're into August, where we got a Need for Speed video and two car walk rounds, if memory serves me right. But yeah, and one of them was the police car walk round, where I'm not going to say this again, but the guy wanted me to get in the car, and I was like, I will do because it's a policeman, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to argue with this guy. There was a queue of people behind me. I was a bit pissed off because there was a queue of people. But anyway, and yeah, I did get another police van later on in the year. Then we had the month off where I didn't do anything, just made a load of shorts. I was supposed to do stuff for the hour documentary, it never happened. And then came back in. Oh yeah, we had these podcasts as well. Because in March, I said to a friend of mine, I said, I really want to get back into radio and stuff. He says, well, you've got a YouTube channel, why don't you do your podcast? Which reminds me, there's something else I want to talk on. But yeah. Then we went to, what year are we in? What month? September, October, November. I basically put all the videos that I was doing in October. Oh, I forgot Tom Holcroft in July. Sorry, man. I forgot you, didn't I? We got, so basically, Mummy's friend's son does stock car racing, and we've stolen some stuff off Facebook, some pictures, and they've done, those communal posts done really well for the channel. But we did a car walk round earlier on, and it didn't get very many views. And that mini's gone now. So again, another hidden treasure. And yeah, I think I was a bit. I shouldn't have been, but after the video, I was all over that car after the video. But I do the walk round as it's supposed to be done. But now with those cars, because racing cars don't actually have a back and a front. Well, they do have a back and a front, but not like your bog standard car. And had a very nice gearbox on it as well, because I was trying to get some research done on that car. But anyway, so in November, had a bunch of videos come out, and in December, now I've got a little moan. I forgot to moan about the live streams. The live streams, I'd a live stream feature. The live stream feature's been removed, but the stream, you can actually go and watch it publicly. So yeah, and I've left it on the channel because it was a load of nonsense. But yeah. Anyway, next. Yes, and that's it. I've said everything. So, happy Christmas, everyone. And hope you all have a prosperous new year. Don't know, I'm saying that because there will be videos after this. Oh yeah, I've done 3 videos from the N95 as well this year. I managed to find the charger, and I just want to say thanks to Mummy for literally rooting through the loft just to find those bags, and I've been going through them just to find what I need. It's just been, and it's like I've got rid of stuff, and it's like, this is why I'm going, yeah, that's a video, get it done. So that's why I've been literally churning stuff out as quickly as I can. But yeah, but next year, this I'm gonna just do a batch of videos that will be for March, and then in March I'll just put them all out. But yeah, and I've set the community thing up. So I've opened the community thing up for people who want to just drop some stuff in there, and yeah. So it's somewhere, probably down the bottom of the channel somewhere. So yeah, yeah. Right. Bye for now.